Welcome to the Purpose Your Mouth Show, episode 506. And today, you and me, we're going to have a pep talk. And we're going to talk about why you're not lazy. You're just mentally overloaded. And what do you do about it? Show notes are going to be at purposedrivenmom.com/podcast 506. And listen, if you've ever thought, like, why can I not just get it together? This episode's going to be for you, right? The thing is, you're not lazy. You're not unmotivated. You're not bad. There's nothing wrong with you. You're overloaded. Have you been there? You sit down to work. You're interrupted like 5 times. Or I just saw this reel where this lady was like, trying to do dishes as a mom. And then like you do a dish and then you realize you have to go put this away. And then you put this away and then you're putting this away. And then, oh, I should start the laundry, right? Your to-do list is huge and you're unsure where to start. And maybe you have those days where you're like, I'm busy all day long, but like, I don't think anything's getting finished. What if the quote unquote problem, and we say that with the quotes, right, is not you? What if it is the amount that your brain is holding? Mental overload is just that. And us moms, we bear the weight of it, right? It's not just the tasks, it's not just the to do list. It's remembering all the things that have to get done. Okay, my kid has a birthday party coming up. I have to go get a gift. I have to remember the schedule, etc. It's the planning. Summer's coming. Do you have the summer plan? Are they signed up for camps? You got to sign them up for camps in January, right? All of those things. It's also the anticipating, and this is such a silly example, but I think about last night. My son had baseball practice, my daughter had field hockey. It's cold for some reason. It was like 50 degrees. This is how April weather gets here in the Northeast, right? So I'm like, all right, well, listen, what if it's cold? If it's cold, we might need gloves. And if we need gloves, then we should probably bring a coat. But what if he has enough layers and blah, 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 right? It's also the decision making and the emotional regulation, which as a mom of a 10-year-old girl, I feel like I'm in the thick of the mental overload of emotional regulation. I took my kids to Sesame Place last week. We live like 15 minutes from there. So it's very fun. We get to go like it's a park practically. So I hear the privilege in this statement, but we get to see the past. It's fun. Ride some rides, hang out. My daughter's 10. This is probably the last year we'll get it, but I told my husband, I texted him, I said, the whiplash your tween is giving me right now. Between I'm too cool for this to this is really fun to I want to do this, I don't want to even be here. I was like, I'm exhausted, right? The emotional regulation of not just the kids, but also my own emotional regulation is overloading. And have you felt this way? Are you like, yes, I feel you, right? It's not always just like, I gotta sign my kid up for camp, right? It's like, well, I gotta research. Is this the right camp? Does this fit into our budget? When is the deadline? Did the camp already get filled up? When are we gonna be doing other family vacations? What's my work schedule gonna look like? Now I've got to do the form. I gotta go send this in. So my daughter's gonna overnight camp. So I gotta make sure that I have the right forms and like it's constant. Your brain is not tired because you're quote unquote doing too little. It is exhausted because it's holding too much. I know that you feel this, right? And I want to go over a couple signs that are like, wait, this is mental overload. Because when you can identify that it's mental overload, you can give yourself a little bit more grace and stop beating yourself up about being lazy, right? If you find yourself procrastinating starting even the smallest tasks, you might be mentally overloaded because you're like, there's just too much in my brain right now. If you're stuck in that frozen, like, I'm just going to disassociate, scroll my phone, like I can't handle it mode. As soon as I start finding myself scrolling, instead of doing, I'm like, there's something going on here, right? Like I have the time to do it, but I'm not doing it because it's just too much mental overload. Let's call it what it is. If you're finding yourself starting multiple things, like again, I got the dishes going, but now I got to do the laundry. Now should I go vacuum? Blah, 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 blah. Mental overload. If you are like me sometimes and feeling that constant exhaustion, and you're like, I didn't even do much. Why am I so tired? It's because your brain is running on all the cylinders. You forget things easily because there's too much that your brain is trying to hold, or you're always feeling behind. These are signs that you're mentally overflowing. So if this is you, give yourself a little breath, give yourself a little hug, and remind yourself, I'm not lazy. Like, listen, and here's the thing I'll say, I have lazy moments where, like, I just want to be lazy. There's nothing wrong with having lazy moments. But the struggle becomes when I work with moms and I hear them say constantly, it's my fault, it's me. If I could just get it together, what's wrong with me? I'm not motivated. It's not always you, it's often just the plan. This time of year is also a huge time of year for us to feel the mental overload, right? This is, let's see, mid-April, and this is coming out. So depending where you live, I don't know when your kids are done with school. My kids are done the second week of June, so we still have a bit of time, but it is everything. Literally this morning, I think we just came back from spring break. I think I got like 10 messages from the school about tomorrow's Disney Day. Why is it Disney Day? But it is. Tomorrow's Disney Day. Dress in your Disney best. Pretzel sales coming on. We're selling bracelets for autism awareness. Do you need to buy your yearbook? Spring concerts. But they have to bring their instruments. I'm like, what is happening, right? This time of year feels exhausting. And it's always like this. We call it May-cember when we're getting into the May mode because there's so much happening. Now, there's that invisible load that falls on us. And then there can also be this place, depending on your situation with your partner, husband, whatever it is, where maybe you're carrying more. I am really fortunate. I said to my husband, like, we're in what we call favorably activities land with our kids. Therefore, my husband and I are passing ships a lot of times. We barely see each other. We are driving our kids to activities. Right now, we're in this phase. It feels really good. We're communicating well. We're getting people going to places. But I know that sometimes that's not the norm. Mom often holds a lot. So depending on your situation, this can feel even heavier for you. We also often have no true off time. I am pretty much on from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed. Because of the age of my kids, they go to bed at like 9:30 because by the time we get home from sports, everyone's showered, we decompress. I like to go to bed by 10:30. So I don't have a lot of off time at all, and it can feel really heavy. And the fact that we carry everyone else's needs with us, it weighs on us, all right? You are managing your life and other people's lives. It's not that you're just managing a to-do list. So if you are finding yourself beating yourself up over struggling to quote unquote get it all done, remind yourself that it's not just checking things off a box. It's all of it. I want you to start to shift your beliefs to stop beating yourself up so much about what you're not getting done and remind yourself that you're doing your best. This old thought of like, if I just tried harder, if I was just more disciplined, right? And here's what I want to say with the caveat. I don't think it's I need to try harder. Sometimes it's I need to make more structures. So one of the things that has helped me in the past 3 months have been so busy for me. And I'm coming into a season where I'm like, I need to get it all together. And I recognized that what I wasn't doing was I wasn't following my systems. I wasn't doing all those things that I knew that I wanted to do. Instead, I was just like putting stuff on a to-do list and hoping it got done. So this week I've been really focused on my theme time blocks and the structure and the system is helping. I'm not saying you don't need structures and systems because I do believe that they help, but just willing yourself to be more disciplined is not going to do it, right? Really, the belief could become I need to reduce the amount of stuff my brain has to hold, right? Because it's not, oh, I need more motivation. It's I need a more less mental load. And there's a few ways to do that that are super practical that can help get things off your plate. And I find that once I've created systems, I love systems. It's my jam, right? Once I created some really good systems for my home and my family and follow them, key here, right? There's planning, creating, and implementing. But once I create them and I actually implement them, the lightness is huge. Okay. So I'm going to give you some ways that you can practically, simply reduce the overload and feel a little bit better. Okay. First things first is stop keeping it all in your head. Do the brain dump. Do the brain dump. Now, the first thing I'm going to recommend when you do your brain dump is you don't qualify, you don't filter, you don't organize, you just get it out of your head. Now, once you write all your stuff down, there's a few ways you could do it. You could just random stream of consciousness thought. I like to do mine by categories. So I pick categories of my life. So, for example, work, home, family. I'm a Girl Scout leader, so I always have a Girl Scout list. I'm on the booster club at Cheer. Cheer, I have two side jobs, Macaroni Kid, Girls Empowered, plus APDM, right? So I've got a lot of things I'm managing. I like to pick a focused topic and then category, and then kind of go from there. Once I have it all written down, then I will sit and prioritize and organize it. And there's a couple ways that I do this. My main one is using the Eisenhower matrix, which is a quadrant brain dump system. Okay. And what I recommend you do is you can make your four corners or you can highlight in four different colors, whatever you want to do, is ask yourself, what are things that are urgent and important? And the key with important is important that I do them. And the key with urgent is you deciding what urgent means. Urgent could mean by the end of the day. It could mean by the end of the week. What are the things that only you can do and that need to get done? Start there. Okay. Those get highlighted with color number 1. Okay. Now, color number 2, these are going to be things, this is quadrant 3. These are things that are urgent, got it done by the end of the week, type of urgent, and not important. And the reason I say not important is because it's not important that you do them. So now I want you to go through and say, okay, what are the things that are in my brain that I've been holding that have to get done that other people can do? An example, my daughter needs to get her physical form mailed over to camp. Okay. I've got to get that done. That's important. I'm sorry, that's urgent. It's got to get done soon because you need to submit it with enough time. But it is not important that I do this. My husband can very much take the exact same form and drive it to the doctor's. I don't have to be the one to do it. I know a lot of times we want to be the one who holds it all together, but you don't need to be. So highlight those in a different color. What are things I can delegate, automate, right? Things like that. Grocery pickup. I actually enjoy going to the grocery store, but there are just sometimes I got to Instacart and go, right? I had to pick up a birthday gift for my son today. He's going to a party on Sunday. And I was going to go to Total Liquidators. If you don't have one of those by you, love them. It's like a Target liquidation store, but I can get lost in there. I can shop around for hours, such good deals. And I was like, I know it'll save me a little bit of money, but I can't go. I can't drive out of my way to go. I can automate this a little more. So I just went to the Target app and I did a Target pickup. I found a coupon and I got a gift. And I said, I'll just go pick it up and go. Save me time, right? I was able to automate. The next highlighted or quadrant you're going to use, those Q2s. These are things that are not urgent, like they don't need to be done this week, but they're still important that they get done. So think about these things as the things that you really need to get done, but you're saying this is top priority. This has to get done, right? Those things that are not. So here is an example. I mean, I guess this could go in the other quadrant, but let's pretend I'm the only one who can do this. We got the link for the yearbook, right? I got to order the yearbook. Now I could put that in my delegate column because my husband can also pay for the yearbook. I don't have to be the one to do it. But say I was the only one who could do it. Well, this could go in our second quadrant, Q2. And it could say to myself, you know what? This isn't due till May. I have a couple more weeks. I can do this next week. And what it does is it lightens my mental load. My Q4, these are my things that are not urgent and not important to get done right now. And these are things that are constantly running through my brain, but I don't have to do them right now. My kids need new laundry baskets. Their laundry baskets are broken. I don't need to do that right now. Their laundry baskets are fine for right now, right? I can take the mental load, put it on the paper, put it in the column, and worry about it next time. This allows your brain to feel a little more settled and feel a little bit more like, okay, I can do this. Now, my second tip for you is to go ahead and really choose some different priorities based on each day. Instead of saying, I'm going to focus on absolutely everything, go look at that brain dump list you did and pick 1, 2, 3 max of your top priorities. Don't think I got to do it all now. Everything else becomes optional or it becomes later. This way, instead of sitting in that paralysis of, I don't even know where to start because I have so much on my brain, it's like, here's my list. This was in my Q1s. These are my top 3 things. If I just get those done, it's going to be good. And what you're going to find, I think, is that once you get started, then you might pick up a couple more things. Okay. Speaking of getting started, going to give you tip 3 here of reducing your mental load and getting you out of this like inactivity. And that's a timer, right? Do a 15-minute rule. I'm just going to get started for 15 minutes. Great example. This morning, I was feeling it. I was feeling the like, oh my God, I have so much to do. What am I going to do? And I had about a half an hour before I was going to leave and go on a coffee date with my friends. So I said I could scroll my phone, sit and do whatever. Or what I could do is instead, I could put on a timer and empty my inbox for 15 minutes. It wasn't perfect. I didn't get everything emptied. I lowered the bar and I started messy. Because what happens is that when you get started on something, it gives you the clarity to move forward and you can just get started. The 15-minute rule, the 15-minute timer, it's my biggest tip because it works. All right, before I talk about automation, delegation, things like that, systems. In order to reduce your mental load, you need to reduce your decisions fatigue. We make so many decisions. Like every decision is on us as moms. So I want you to make it simple. Can you repeat meals? Can you say, on the 5th of every month is tacos. On the 7th of every month is spaghetti and meatballs and let it go. Or can you do capsule? Taco Tuesday, slow cooker Sunday. I also want you to set routines because I know sometimes we feel like boxed in. You're like, I got to do the routine. It's making me feel boxed in. It's not working for me. But the routine and the rhythm of things allows them to be smooth and it allows it to be easy. Now, I already talked about the theming of the blocks, but I want to hit home a little bit here. Pre-deciding my work blocks It's so helpful. Right now, I'm recording this podcast, right? I have a call in about half an hour, and I almost didn't record the podcast because I was like, oh, I got a call in a little bit. I'm not going to be able to get started. So I used my timer, but I had already predetermined that this is when I was going to record the podcast. So when I got back from my coffee date with my friends, I had some lunch real quick. I came right here. I knew what I was doing. By pre deciding when I'm going to do things, I'm reducing my mental load already because I don't have to think about it. I don't have to make a decision. I've already decided. So doing this allows me to move into action and not rely on motivation. The other thing I want to leave you with today is this minimal baseline for things, right? What is the least amount of something you have to do when you're feeling overloaded and overwhelmed to still feel like it's progress? Instead of, I'm going to do everyone's laundry, can I do one load? Or even, heck, instead of folding the laundry, I'm just going to start it, wash it, and dry it, right? How can you make it smaller? Instead of, I need to record 5 podcast episodes, can I get one done? Can you prep dinner early? Can you make things a little bit easier? This helps you stay consistent in the busy seasons, but it also allows the mental load to be less because a lot of times our mental load comes from overwhelm because we're setting ourselves up for unrealistic expectations and unrealistic standards. So I just want to give you a little bit of a permission slip, if you will. The mental load that we carry as moms, it is a lot. You're doing a great job. I need you to stop beating yourself up for all the things you feel like you're not doing. You are allowed to have seasons where you're very overwhelmed and things are at minimal baseline because you're at capacity. You are allowed to say, hey, we're just going to have Taco Tuesday every Tuesday this month so you don't have to think about it. And you're not behind. Yes, I know it feels like things always are like happening and you're not crossing them off. I rarely have a day where I cross everything off. But my goal is, can I just move forward? You are carrying a lot, especially this time of year. It is the reason we call it Maysember, right? Because it's all the things. You're doing a great job. Give yourself some breathing room, give yourself some space, and take some strategies, right? It's not just the pep talk today that I desperately was like, you need to hear this because I needed to hear it yesterday. And I gave it to myself and I was like, we're going to go send this to all of our friends. It's the pep talk and action. Mindset plus action is what's going to move you out of a place of feeling like you have to be perfect and actually just having that imperfect progress be enough. You're not lazy. You're mentally overloaded. And I hope these strategies helped you today. You can head over to purposedrivenmom.com/podcast 506. Check out all the show notes. And please tag me over on Instagram today, and let me know how you're using these strategies and if they've helped. And if you've never left a review for the Purpose Driven Mom podcast, can I please ask you to head over today, leave a 5-star rating and review, how more moms can find us. I hope to see you next week at the next episode, and make sure to share with a friend. Have a good one.